Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through. I'm here to help you out with this second part of your Chapter 1 test, which is a summative project, okay? There's really two things I need to help you do. Understand how polygons are related to pi from geometry, and then show you maybe a very simple explanation of how to use Google Sheets. So, hopefully you've read the project. If not, you should have paused the video and go back and read the project. Essentially, here's what they're asking you to do. Take regular shapes. So what if we had three sides? Okay? So we'll call this sides. And then, well, here, let's just do it right. So let's say sides. Let's say length. Let's say R. Let's say perimeter. And then let's say perimeter divided by, no, hold on. Let's say circumference. No, let's just say perimeter divided by 2R. And that'll make more sense a little later. So we'll kind of toggle back and forth. So let's just use 10. So if our base is 10, our perimeter is 30, okay, so we'll have to remember that for a triangle. Now that's the R we're talking about. Now you might be wondering, why is that an R? If I circumscribed a circle about that triangle, that would be the radius. So how do I find that? Well, this is 5, and this is then 5 divided by radical 3, and if you don't remember why that is, then you're going to have to come talk to me. And then this would be 10 divided by radical 3. Okay? And that's 10 radical 3 over 3. Okay, so if I went back to my little chart, if I had three sides with a side length of 10, my R would be 10 radical 3 over 3. And my perimeter was 30, and then I'm going to use Microsoft Excel to do that. But this is what I want you to fill out using Google Sheets. Now, eventually, it's going to get kind of weird. You're going to have to use inverse tangent maybe. So if I look, oh, let's not do a hexagon because that's a nice one. Let's not do a square. Let's do a pentagon. And if I do a pentagon, and again, if I use 10 for my side length, so I know that my perimeter is 50. Okay? Okay, well look what you got to do. This is 5. Now, this angle right there would be 5 minus 2 times 180 divided by, that's right, the top is the sum of the angles in a pentagon. What we need to do is divide the bottom not by 5, but divided it by, if you divide it by 5, it gives us that one. We actually want to divide it by 5 and then divide it by 2, so we want to divide it by 10. So on the top, you get 180 times 3, I think that's 540. So that's 54 degrees, okay? So then to find x, we would use, we're always going to be using, it looks like, cosine. So cosine of 54 is 5 over x. So x, which is our radius, is 5 divided by the cosine of 54, okay? And I think you're going to, so if we have 5 sides and a length of 10, this is going to stay the same. Our radius is, what was that, 5 divided by cosine of 54. And our perimeter, we said, was 50. And then we're going to put this divided by this into that spot. So now what I want to show you how to do is to use Google Sheets. So, and I just hopefully you guys have already learned how to do this in your career. I mean, you are in calculus, but what I want you to learn how to do is to drag and use equations so that you don't have to do things by hand. So if you just enter like a 3 here for let's say this thing was number of sides. Let me pause real quick, get myself set up. Okay, so if I wanted the number of sides to start at 3, then I could type in a 3 there, assuming my keyboard works. All right, now here, instead of typing in a 4 there, type in equals the previous thing plus 1. And sure, would it have been easier for me to type in a 4? Of course it would be, but now I can take that and just scroll down as far as I want, and I've written a very basic program that helped me count. Well, I mean, if I wanted to know, like, the sum of the angles, and my spacebar doesn't work right now on my keyboard, so bear with me. Well, how would I do that? Well, let's see. I would take, I need to write an equal sign. I want to take the number of sides, so I'll click on that cell, and I want to subtract 2 from that, but I have to do that in parentheses because of order of operations. And then I'll take that, and I'll multiply, nope, that multiply, by 180. Bam! Uh-oh. Let me see what happens. I don't know why that happens. I'm going to try it again. Equals, parentheses, this thing, minus 2 times 180, enter. That should just give me a, good. The sum of the angles in a 3-sided figure is 180. The sum of the angles in a 4-sided figure, well, let me just do all of them. And there you go. So this is what I want you to learn how to do. I want you to learn how to use a very basic amount of Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, and I want you to combine that with the requirements of this project. Okay? That is what you're going to have to learn to get 100%. You can do less and get a B or get a 90. Read it through. Come see me if you have any questions. This will be worth half of your test score. Boom!